Hi, welcome to my new YouTube video. In this video, I'll be discussing about the hybrid inheritance and example of a simple hybrid inheritance. Up to now, we have covered the whole inheritance concept except a hybrid. So in this video, I'll be finishing off this inheritance concept and I'll be given a brief explanation about what is meant by inheritance, and again I'll be revising the total inheritance concepts. So let's move on to our learning part. Hybrid inheritance, first I'll be discussing about the theory, like how we are going to perform the classes and how we are going to derive the another classes. So and with a simple example, I'll be deriving a new hybrid class. Okay, sorry, we are going to derive a new class with the help of an hybrid structure. So what is meant by hybrid inheritance? So let's move on. I've created a simple block of how this hybrid inheritance works. So first let's move on to a base class. So first I can simply say that that is, it is a definition of like how we are going to perform hybrid inheritance. Means it consists of more than one uh, inheritance concepts. For example, when we look at here, we know what is meant by single inheritance, right? So deriving a base class from deriving a class from a base class is called a single inheritance. For example, this is my single inheritance. Okay, and if I'm combining again this also, this derived class and sorry, if I'm mixing this class and this derived class, it will become another single level inheritance. And similarly, if you are going to see, this is deriving a class from base class, and then I'm going to derive a new class from my another derived class. So again, this line would become my multiple inheritance. So let me take a simple okay. So this part again would become my multi-level inheritance. And not only that, so this is my single class, right? Single level inheritance, right? So I'm again mixing this class with another this class. So this would become my again multi-level inheritance. So what I'm going to say is, what I'm explaining is that is consists of more than one inheritance concept involved in it. So such concept is called as hybrid inheritance. So let's how we are going to perform. Let's see. So first I'll be creating a simple base class. After that I'll going to derive from that base class, and I'll be creating another base class, and then I'm going to retrieve the data from a derived class, that is taken the data from a base class, and then I'm going to take the data from base class to itself also. So I hope you are clear what I'm saying. So that's it. So let's move on to a coding part. So first I'll have to create a base class, right? So first I should include iostream. iostream means input output stream, and then using namespace std means every time we don't want to use std colon colon, so that's why I'm using namespace std in my dev c++. After that, first let me create a class base one. Okay, or I can put it, okay, base one is fine. Okay, so here I'm going to retrieve the data from a base class, right? So in previous video we have discussed what is meant by protected access specifiers. That is, we can restore the data if it is protected in my base class. That can be used by derived class itself also. So that's why I'm going to use the protected access specifiers in my base class itself only. So protected, for example, integer a comma b comma c. Okay, and in my public I'll be defining a member functions. With the help of member functions, I'm going to retrieve the data of protected, right? So void get abc. Okay, I'll be reading the data of abc, right? So that's why I'm writing bc for clear and simple understanding. So here enter a, b and c values. Sorry, my bad. After that I'll be reading c in a and b and c. Okay, a, b and c. Okay, so a simple base one class is completed. So I have to derive from this class, right? So we know how to derive class. So let me call this AB derived one. Okay, that would be fine. Or derived one with the help of inheritance operator. This is a inheritance operator, and we have to mention how we are going to store the data in our derived class. So I'll be using public. So I'm using public. Whatever the data present in my base class, I mean it is protected, right? That will also be in the form of protected itself. Okay, public and my class name base one. So this is a simple syntax of inheritance, like how we are going to take the data from a base class with the help of this single code. Here in my derive class there is another I have to derive from this class also, right? So here also I'll be using protected. Let's do something creative. So here I'm going to use A, B, C, and right. So let me add A and B, and for example C, right? Okay, D, and let me make it someone. Okay, so in my public void get D, after that C out, enter D value. C in of D. Okay, uh, void someone, or should I print here itself? So that's not a big deal. So here what I'm going to do is I'll be adding all the values because I have all the values protected data in my derived class, right? I have used and protected, right? So all the ABC I can use in my derived class 1. So what I'm going to do is someone equals to A plus B plus C plus D. That's it. So whenever I'm calling this member function, so sum plus 1 would answer would be my A plus B plus C and D. So okay, my derived one class is completed. Let me create another base class. So this is my base 2. Okay, here I have to use another data for my next derived class, right? So that's why I'm using protected here D, and then I'll be using E. After that in my public void get E. Okay, so C out, let me make screen large. Okay, enter E value. C in E. Okay, in my base here this in my base 2 I have used E and A plus B plus C and use in my base class, and my in derived class I'm going to add A plus B plus C and D. So in my final derived class I'll be adding all the data present from my uh, base classes, I can say that. So this is my final derived class, right? So derive 2 with the help of access specifier, and I have to use public of derived 1 as well as public of base 2. That's it, simple. Simple, I'll use sum 2. Okay, so void sum, it should be public, member function should be in public. Okay, what I'm going to do is sum 2 would be my uh, sum 1, right? Sum 1 is A plus B plus C plus D, that is sum 1 plus, and remaining data is E. That's it. C out, final sum is sum. Okay, that's it. I hope you are clear what I'm saying. First, I have created a base class of 1. Here I'm going to use ABC, and I'm going to derive a class from that base class, and I'm going to add those values from my base class, and I'm storing in someone. Okay. After that, I'm creating another base class. In that, I'm simply using a integer E. I'm not any performing any actions in this base class. But in my derived 2 class, I'm going to add that D to my derived class 2. So let's check what will be our answers. So first in my main function, First I'll have to call my derived one. So first I'll call derived one, and then I'll get the data from here. So derived one of d1. Okay, d1 dot uh, let me take the values of abc. Get abc. Okay, and then after reading the value, I'll have to call void get d. Okay, d1 dot get d. So here I'm going to get the value of sum. That is, sum1 value would be found here itself. After that, I'll have to create another object. Okay, derived 2 of d2. So d2 dot first I'll have to call e, get e. After that, I'll simply call sum, d2 dot sum. Let's check what is the answer. Sorry. Someone was not declared. I guess I missed somewhere. Void derived 2. Okay, and then d2 dot sum. Okay, so I'll do one thing. I'll use a simple object, and let me check. Derived 2, right, of d. Okay, first d dot get e, and then d dot sum. For this object, I'll have to make another object. D dot and derive one is my another class, right? Derived one of, for example, I'll e x is my object, x dot, and then base one. Okay, I get messed up. Let me check 1 second, guys. X dot get abc. Okay, after that I'll have to call get d. Okay, x dot get d. Let me check. So I guess I missed it somewhere. So I have another code. Let me check this, guys. So here itself also same, integer a protected c comma b. Okay, I'm going to read a, b and c values. After that, I'm going to derive a new class. In that protected value, I'm going to add b and c, b comma c, and then another I'm going to create a base class. Here I'm going to use protected data, gnh value, and then I'm going to add that value. Okay, check this. 10, 20 and 30, and if I'm using 40 and 50, sum of B and C. Okay, 50. After that I'm using 60 and 70. Final sum of F and H. F value is 50, and then my H value would be my 70. 70 plus 50, 120. Okay, this looks good. Then why our code is not running? Let me check once again. Derived 2. Okay. If I'm using D2, D2 dot get ABC, and then D2 dot get E, get ABC first function, and then get D, and D2 dot get E, and then D2 dot get sum. Sorry. Public base 2. Sorry guys, here I have to use derived 1. Function void derived 2. Okay, let's leave that. I hope you are clear with this. So check this code. So that's it for this video. I don't know what happened in that, but in this video I have made a clear explanation. So if you have any doubts, please let me know in my comments. So that's it for the video. Thank you.